and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Meet. All of us are trying to get on by, but we're doing it honestly. All of you. And I know each of us face our own trials and tribulations, but there's one thing that all of us can at least smile on and enjoy a sip of coffee. And that is, you are not the clown that is George Santos. When you wake up, you're not George Santos. No, you're not. Because, boy, oh boy, it's funny when it happens to them, being these scumbag politicians. So, New York Representative George Santos is right now being arrested and on federal criminal charges. So that's what's happening right now. George Santos in custody after surrendering to federal charges related to election violations. Hey, some justice in this scummy world of ours. Now, don't get too excited, okay? Because let's face it, George Santos was a piss poor politician. There is no debate about it. George Santos is a liar, a scumbag. I don't think he's ever been able to tell the truth his entire life. Him having to tell the truth is an anathema. He can't do it. It's impossible. And the thing is, we've seen politicians lie. We know politicians at the Democratic and Republican Party like to lie. It's what they're good at. But see, the thing is, they've been doing this for some time, and our current crop of politicians, as well as the old the old guard, apologies for that. No, I'm not really sorry. They know how to lie. George Santos, he just couldn't shut up. Couldn't shut up at all. So let's go ahead and pull up this article right here. And it's in regards towards, well, how terrible it is to be this guy. So here it is. Clown of the year, I think, for the time being. George Santos in custody. So what's going on? George Santos arrested on federal criminal charges. This is happening right now, 18 minutes ago. George Santos has been arrested on federal charges. The Associated Press reports Santos, who turned himself into federal courthouse in New York. Hey, I wonder if corporate media is going to focus on this, similar to like how they did with Trump. Has been charged with several counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, and 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of making literally false statements to the House of Representatives. U.S. Attorney Bree Peace said the indictment seeks to hold Santos accountable for various alleged fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations. I would love to see this happen to every single one of those jagoffs in the U.S. House of Representatives. What a day that would be for all those scumbag politicians in the DNC and the RNC. So the indictment against George Santos has laid out a slew of allegations against a New York congressman, including ways that he allegedly schemed to defraud his candidacy supporters. Like all politicians, Georgie boy isn't special. They all do it. They all do it. So from September to October of 2022, Santos devised and executed a scheme. He schemed to defraud supporters of his candidacy, like all politicians, for the House and to obtain money from them, fraudulently inducing supporters to contribute funds to an unnamed company under a false pretense that the money would be used to support his candidacy, and then actually spending thousands of dollars on the solicited funds on personal expenses, including luxury designer clothing and credit card payments. Hey, he's got to pay off those credit cards, baby. That's what he's got to do. It went on to allege that Santos told political consultants to feed his supporters false information, like all politicians, about the unnamed company, including that it was either a social welfare organization or an independent expenditure committee. What you call it is a blue ribbon committee, buddy. That's all. It's a blue ribbon. If you get that Simpsons reference, I love you. Santos allegedly told the political consultant to tell his supporters that the contributions made to the company would be used on an independent expenditure to support his candidacy, like all politicians. However, in reality, the company was neither a social welfare organization nor an independent expenditure committee, and upon receiving the contributions, Santos converted most of those funds to his own personal benefit, according to the indictment. Oh, Georgie. Now listen. Here's what the U.S. Attorney Breon Peace released in a statement. This is funny. Hang on. If you're driving to work, don't crash your car, because this is an attempt to sound like you're gonna hold a politician accountable. This indictment seeks to hold Santos accountable for various alleged fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations. Taken together, the allegations in the indictment charge Santos with relying on repeated dishonesty and deception to send to the halls of Congress and enrich himself. Like all politicians. He used political contributions to line his pockets, unlawfully applied for unemployment benefits. Oh, you brazen motherfucker. That should have gone to New Yorkers who had lost their jobs due to the pandemic and lied to the House of Representatives. My office and our law enforcement partners will continue to aggressively root out corruption. Hold on. I read that wrongly. Hold on. I stuttered. I'm sorry. Aggressively root out corruption. I'm sorry. I didn't read that correctly. This guy just said that his office and our law enforcement partners will continue to aggressively root out corruption and self-dealing from our community's public institutions. Get this. Hold on. And hold public officials accountable to the constituents who elected them. Look at it. He said it was a straight face, too, I bet. Oh, my God. And hold public officials accountable to the constituents who elected them. Oh, that's. Oh, bringing peace, U.S. Attorney. Oh, don't you ever stop being that special little angel. You hear me? Don't you ever stop. Don't you ever stop. Oh. Oh, see, I told you we're going to have a fun Wednesday morning show. I told you. Think I'm just screwing around here? Oh, no. No. So, Santos, let's face it, is a god-awful politician. Hold on. Let me have another sip of coffee because, again, this is just so delicious to watch. So, maybe we might witness something that should be happening to all of our politicians who do insider trading, who have been bought and sold by the military-industrial complex, big oil, the prison-industrial complex, and big pharma, the healthcare insurance industry, and so much more. I would love to see this happen to all of our politicians, but maybe George Santos will be made into an example because he is a straight-up goddamn clown and didn't know how to play the game. And no, I am not endorsing what our politicians do, but god damn it, if you're going to be in Congress and be a professional liar, at least learn how to act like it. I mean, god damn it. Santos just didn't know what to do. He couldn't cover up his own schemes. No wonder the GOP isn't circling their wagons around him because they know he's a rat. He will snitch. He will break. He will fold. He will bend over 10 ways to Sunday just to protect his wazoo. I don't see the Republican Party going to bat for him because they know that if they're doing a little scheme and he's in on it too, he'll rat him out. And we all know the old saying, snitches get stitches, and they're going to get rid of him. Trust me on it. The DNC and RNC don't like honest people in Congress. You think Congress is filled with honorable people? No. Think Congress is filled with people that care about you? No. So as you're heading into work today, or if you got the day off, take comfort in knowing that you are not George Santos. You're winning today. You're 10 times, 100 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000,000,000 times, infinity plus 1 times better than George Santos. But it's a really sad state of affair of what our government is at right now. So let's have democracy in the chat. I'm going to ask 2 Democratic questions. All right, so you're all going to get to vote. The type 1, if you think George Santos is going to be held accountable for his actions and justice will be served. Type 2, if somehow he's going to weasel his way out of it and he will serve no jail time. He won't be held accountable for anything. And then, do you think someday all of our elected officials will one day be held accountable for their crimes, insider trading, and corruption? A type 3 for yes, Kit. This is America. And the justice system will prevail type forward. Like, no, they're going to keep on getting away with it until the people say enough. There you go. So as a final note for this story, oh, Georgie boy, you're the worst liar there ever was and ever will be. But you know what? You are the sign and true face of what our politicians truly are. Our politicians have mastered the ability to lie to the American people. And in all truth, the only time you've ever probably told the truth, you truly represent what is inside all of our politicians. You are the representation of Congress. You are its avatar. And Congress cannot have somebody who truly represents what they are and show its true face to the American people. Americans, wake up. All your politicians, be it Democrat or Republican, or George Santos is the avatar of politics in America, the liar.